I've recently come across a few YouTube hacks and tools which are changing the game for me and for so many other YouTube creators. I felt like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share them with you. So that's what we're going to do today. By the way, this video is brought to you by Tarja. More on them in just a second. Okay, so speaking of Tarja, this is actually one of the first tools that I want to break down with you, because when I say this tool is saving me so much time. Essentially, Tarja is an AI tool which allows you to optimize your videos and repurpose your content to save time and to make a more efficient content creation process. Now, this tool is honestly one of the easiest tools that I've ever used when it comes to like content creation and optimizing your videos. I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of a recent video that I used Tarja to optimize and to repurpose content for. So this is behind the scenes of my Tarja account. All you have to do to use Tarja is to enter the URL for your YouTube video, and as a result, it's going to give you a lot of stuff. The first thing it's going to give you is a transcript of your entire video. This is super useful for me and for other creators such as yourself, because it gives me the ability to repurpose this video into a written format. So I can essentially take this transcript and I can turn it into a newsletter. I can turn it into like a text-based carousel. Any piece of content which is text-driven, I can now create using this transcript. It's also going to give you a few optimized titles. So as you can see here, it's going to rank them based on its virality. And this allows you to identify the best possible title for your video, or at least provide inspiration for your video titles as well. So if you're someone who struggles with that element, then this is going to be really useful. Now, the bit that really blew my mind, right, is if you scroll down, you're going to see that Tarja is going to generate an entire description for your YouTube video. This bit really got me. When I read it, I was like, did I write this? I was so confused. Essentially, it analyzes your video and it writes a full YouTube description for it based on the content within your video. So I mentioned already it will transcribe your entire video. It's basically using that and repurposing it into a description for you. The best part, in my opinion, is when you scroll down, it's also going to give you your hashtags and your chapters for your video, which for me is great because previously I would manually add my chapters because any other tool that I've used for this hasn't been able to identify my chapters accurately in the past, but this tool has. And if you don't know what chapters are, if you're on your desktop right now, just hover your mouse over this video that you're watching and you'll see at the bottom there'll be little sections of my video broken down where you can clearly see when I'm talking about different subjects and different tools. That is essentially what Tarja will generate for you. So I can just copy and paste this into my description and automatically those chapters will have been created. Now, in addition to this, Tarja will also give you tags for your video, and if you scroll down, it will also give you thumbnail ideas for your video as well. It also takes it one step further, guys. You'll see at the bottom there's a view shorts button. If we click that button, essentially Tarja is going to create short form vertical videos for me based off of my long form video. Does that make sense? So if we click on this view shorts button, here you'll see some examples of shorts that Tarja has created using my longer form video. I absolutely hate when I see like screen grabs of my face and my eyes are like exactly like that. So let's just ignore it and pretend that I don't look like that in that screen grab. But this is a really good example of one. What Tarja has done is it's found a part of my video that it thinks is super interesting and could be an engaging short, and it's cut it down to a vertical short form video for me to upload and repurpose. It's also provided a caption for me in addition to hashtags and a bunch of tags for me to use as well. Now, if you click the edit button, you'll be able to do different things like trim the clip in case you want it to start a little bit later or maybe finish a little bit earlier. You can also change the style of your captions, the size, the font, the color, etc. So you can fully customize it to make sure that the end result is something that aligns with your content and your brand. Here are a few tips which allow you to utilize Tarja in the best way possible. First of all, note that you can upload a link to any video as long as it's either unlisted or public. So you don't have to make a video public in order to use the tool. Also, when you enter your video link, you're also able to add a description there as well, which will just give Tarja more information to ensure that the results are as accurate and as useful as possible. When it comes to the thumbnails, you're actually able to transfer those into Canva and add your own images to personalize them as well. You can even sync your Tarja account to YouTube, which will allow you to automatically post your content onto your YouTube channel. There are a few different plans available for Tarja. There's Starter, Semi-Pro, and Pro, and you can pick the plan that is most suited to you and your needs. There's even a feature called the backlog boost, which will allow you to utilize your older videos and repurpose them into new content too. So this is only the first version of Tarja, and it's just going to get better from here. So if you want to check out Tarja, I recommend heading to the link in my description. Okay, next hack that you've probably not heard of, I'm calling this staying topical. Now, you guys have probably used this before, but maybe not in this way. But when you go onto Google and you type in a keyword, let's say you are a sustainable fashion creator. If you head to the news tab on Google, you're actually able to find all the most recent articles created by publishers and media companies in relation to that topic. Now, why is this useful? Well, what you're essentially seeing is a curated list of articles that are performing well and that are related to your niche. You're also getting some great inspiration for some titles or hooks that you can use in your content based on the titles of these articles. Let's remember, the people who have written these articles, for the most part, are incredibly talented copywriters. It's their job to write catchy headlines that are going to grab people's attention and get people to click on their article, which means if you take inspiration from these titles, you will hopefully be able to have the same effect. It is worth saying that, as always, I'm talking about inspiration and not imitation. I hate that I even have to caveat that because I feel like you guys know, but it's the internet, so I feel like I still need to flag it. We are trying to get inspiration from these articles rather than copying them completely. Let's use my example of a creator who focuses on sustainable fashion. I've seen multiple articles here which focus on the future and whether there's hope for sustainable fashion. There's one by Elle which says, "Where is the hope for sustainable fashion?" There's another one by The Guardian which says, "There's no going back, reasons to be hopeful about the future of fashion." I feel like there's a trend here that maybe you can use for inspiration for your own YouTube content. The next hack I'm calling cross-promote the smart way. Now, what is cross promotion? It's essentially when you use your other channels to promote your YouTube channel. So maybe you're on TikTok or on Instagram, maybe you're on Pinterest, maybe you have an email list, any of the above or others. You can use these channels to drive more traffic to your YouTube channel. The reason why I'm saying the smart way is because I'm not just referring to you linking your YouTube channel via your link in bio or like mentioning to people, "Hey guys, by the way, I've got a video on this on my YouTube channel." No, I'm talking about doing it the smarter way. What this involves is diving into your analytics. So we are in the analytics tab of my YouTube channel. I'm going to click on advanced mode so that we can get to the real nitty gritty of all of that data. And I'm going to change this metric to subscribers by content. And essentially what this is going to do is to show me the videos which have brought me the most subscribers over the last 28 days, because that is the timestamp on the top right-hand corner. So let's scroll down. You can see here there's a clear front runner, right? This video, wow, that's wild. This video, which is all about growing on YouTube, I feel like you guys would like it, I'll link to it above, allowed me to welcome 2,293 new people into my YouTube channel within the last 28 days. If you are one of the people who found me from that video, let me know in the comment section because I would love to hear from you. But this is a clear piece of data here that is telling me that this video converts people to subscribers. This is a video that if people watch, people are pretty likely to subscribe to me afterwards. There are a few variables that are worth noting. This video received a lot of views. Like in the last 28 days, I received 52,000 views on that video. So it is worth noting that obviously the more views I get, the more subscribers I'm going to get as well. But let's take this metric at face value for the purpose of this video. And let's say that these top 3 videos here are the 3 videos which have converted the most amount of people to subscribers within the last 28 days. What do we do with this information? Well, remember we're talking about cross promotion here. So we want to use our other social media channels to share a link to that video. So the videos that have brought in the most subscribers to your channel in the last 28 days, those are the videos that we want to be sharing with people or telling people about on our other platforms. So maybe you're on Instagram, for example, and you want to upload a story where you talk about the value of a video and you link directly to it. That is the video you should be linking to because that's the video that is most likely to get people to subscribe to you. So that is why I'm calling it cross-promoting the smart way. By the way, you might want to do this every 3 months or so because your data is going to change and you might notice that there's a new video that's actually bringing in the most amount of subscribers for you. So the next hack is all about your scripts. Now, I have said this so many times before, but it is worth saying, I don't script my videos. I don't know if you can tell. I just let the vibe carry me. I write prompts, right? Because I find that when I script my videos, my personality just kind of dies down because I'm so focused on saying the right thing based on what my script says. But I do know that there are other people who find a lot of value from scripting their videos. So if you're one of those people, this hack is for you. What this hack involves is using a tool which will allow you to assess the readability of your script. Now, there are so many different tools out there. You can literally just type in readability scores into Google and you'll get so many different tools. But the example that I'm showing on the screen is from WebFX. Now, the reason why we want to test the readability of our script is because it's going to allow us to assess how clear our script really is. For most of us, we want to make sure that when we're communicating with our audience on YouTube, we're doing it in a way that is as clear and as succinct as possible. A few of us might realize that by running these tests, actually our scripts are quite complicated and maybe the readability score isn't quite where we want it to be. Now, as I already mentioned, I don't script my videos. So in order for me to run a demo of this, I'm going to go onto my Taja account. I'm going to copy the transcript. This might be really exposing to me. I've not done this in advance. I've not tested this for you. So I might do this and it might tell me that my readability is terrible, but whatever. Let's just see. So this is the transcript from one of my actual videos. So this is actually what I said in a previous video. I'm actually nervous. I'm going to click calculate readability. Okay, it's a good score. How How awkward would that have been if I did that and they were like, 2%, your script's terrible. Whew. I mean, this could be better though. Essentially, what's happening is WebFX have calculated a result for me. It's given me a result of 77.5. And what it says is that my direct input has an average reading ease of about 77.5 out of 100. It should be easily understood by 12 to 13-year-olds. This is great for me. Whilst my content isn't necessarily targeting 12 and 13-year-olds, I do want to make sure that my content is accessible to as many people as possible, right? So you want to be aiming for a similar score to that, to be honest, or maybe higher. All right, guys, this next hack for you is a quick one, but it's all about your thumbnail, specifically viewing your thumbnail in situ. What this basically involves is a few very simple steps, but they're very important. Whenever you create a thumbnail, I want you to minimize the thumbnail so that you can see what it's actually going to look like on YouTube. Let's get up my YouTube channel right now so we can have a look at why this is important. So this is my YouTube homepage. I've just opened it up and these are the videos that my YouTube algorithm are currently serving me, right? Now, what I want you to take note of here is the size of these thumbnails. A lot of us edit our thumbnails in Canva. I definitely do. But when we're in Canva, this is how big our thumbnails look. So we're editing away and we're thinking, yeah, this is great. Everyone can read this. Everyone can tell what these photos are. When in reality, when you go onto YouTube's homepage, your thumbnail comes up a lot smaller. The thing is though, is that it gets even smaller depending on what part of YouTube you're on. Let's click on my girl Monet's recent video. So here we are, ads currently playing. What I want to note here is when we scroll down, when you look to the right, you're seeing a bunch of suggested videos. Look how small the thumbnails are there. They're tiny. So the hack that I'm referring to here is that I want you to minimize your thumbnails so you can see what they would look like if they are that small. Super quick way for you to do this, especially for those of you who create your thumbnails on Canva, is to literally just click on this button here so that your thumbnails will zoom out and also minimize. When you look at your thumbnails of this size, I want you to ask yourself, can you read the text that's on your thumbnail? Can you identify the photos on your thumbnail? If the answer is no to either of those, you need to fix your thumbnail. All right, so this hack I'm calling time-coded links. You guys might be aware of this already, but did you know that you can share a special link with your audience, which will automatically start your video from a specific point? So let's take one of my recent YouTube videos as an example. I can pause this video here, click the share button, and if I click this little checkbox, it's going to start the video at that time code. So for this example, it's going to start the video at 8 seconds in when I share this link with my audience. Why is this relevant? Well, if used correctly, this can actually be quite tactical for you. To help you get more views on your content, you could ask your audience a question, knowing full blown well that you have a video that has the answer, right? So maybe in my example, I could ask my audience through my community channel or other platforms like Instagram. I could ask my audience, hey guys, do you feel like you understand how Instagram's algorithm works? And when a bunch of people inevitably say no, because it's very complex, I can share a link to a video that is time coded to the exact point of the video where I explain how Instagram's algorithm works. This is going to be more effective than if you just share a general link to your video, especially if that video covers multiple topics and not just how Instagram's algorithm works. The reason for this is if you share a video that is a bit more broad and general as a result of someone saying that they need help with something, the chances are they're going to start that video and immediately click off of it because they wanted an answer to their question. They wanted to learn how Instagram's algorithm works. They didn't want to learn the history of Instagram first. Now, alternatively, by sharing the time-coded link, I'm ensuring that people will get the value that they need as soon as they possibly can. This will create a better experience for my audience, and it will actually increase the chances of them wanting to watch the rest of the video and even watching more of my content afterwards. Okay, my loves, those are my hacks. Can you let me know in the comments if any of those you hadn't heard of before? Because that was what I was really going for with this video. Don't forget that if you want to check out Taja, there is a link in my description. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about the top mistakes that people are using on YouTube right now. It's a very important video to watch if you're trying to see success on this platform, which I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you are. Thank you so much for watching as always. I can't wait to see you in my next video.